What's up guys, Bloodshed here. Welcome to another Diablo 3 Season 24 video. Today we're going to talk all about Challenge Rift caches, what they are, how to use them, specifically on a new season start. I'm always getting questions about these bags every single season, and I feel like it's a good time to redo my old video, not only because the new season's starting, but because it pairs well with our starter guides / survival guides that are coming up here shortly. I'm going to be referring to them a lot in the starter guides, and I feel like everybody knowing all about the Challenge Rift caches will really bring clarity to the whole subject. Before we get started, if you could leave a quick like on the video, as it really does help me out tremendously, I would appreciate it. Let's start off with what are Challenge Rift bags. Now, if you go over to game settings here on the left side of the screen, whether you're on console or PC, I believe, it brings up challenge rifts. Every week it could be one of the 7 available classes. We don't know what it'll be. They're just kind of on rotation. If you complete the greater rift before the time runs out, you get this challenge rift cache. You can only claim one of these per week, and this is actually what's inside the bag. So you can start your season off with some juicy materials. You just have to save it. You only get 1 reward per week, and you have to complete the greater rift during an active season. Now the challenge rift resets every single Monday. So whatever the Friday that the season starts, that week, don't do your challenge rift cache on the Monday before the season starts. In our specific particular case, the season starts on Friday the 23rd. So I'm not going to do the challenge rift when it resets on Monday. At least in North America, it resets on Monday. And then I'm going to wait till the season is active, then complete the challenge rift, claim my bag of goodies, and get a nice head start to the season. We've been doing this since season 12, and it's extremely powerful. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate this on my second account so you guys have another idea, an example of how it's completed. I'm gonna make a new character. I'm gonna call it CR Bag. Make sure it's seasonal. Click over to game settings, go to Challenge Rift caches, join. And like I said, it could be one of all available classes. It just really depends on what week it is. You'll see a lot of creators make Challenge Rift videos to give you an idea. You can always practice it without completing it, but it is risky, before the season starts, because if you accidentally complete it, then you lose all these materials. Typically, it's overall pretty easy. It just depends on the week. So I got the Rift Guardian to spawn here. I just one-shot him. I completed the challenge rift, and all I have to do is log back onto the character I want to claim my bag on. In this case, it's my freshly made Demon Hunter here in season 23. On console, I think you have to go to the special menu or the little extra goodie bag on the radio wheel. On PC, it's in the bottom left corner. You can see challenge rift cache, claim it to inventory, and open up your bag here. And you get a bunch of materials to start off your journey like we talked about. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab everything available. So right away, you'll probably notice we have 475 blood shards. Now we can spend them right away at level 1. This is D3 Planner. I'll have this on my website if you guys want the link. If you don't know, I have a website with tons of builds, level guides for Demon Hunter, every single class, tier list. Everything's gonna be updated for season 24, so don't worry about that. But anywhere on this level sheet, you can see you can set it to whatever level you want. In this case, we're going to set it to level 1 because we're rolling Bloodshards at level 1. Every class is different in what's available in the item pool. The reason why we roll them at level 1 is because it severely limits the item pool. Let's say you wanted to get a pair of bracers, specifically the Wraps of Clarity, so you can get 50% damage reduction. Well, if you do get a legendary, the only possible option are these Wraps of Clarity, but as you level up, and if you were to spend your blood shards later, more and more bracers become available in the item pool. You can see by level 36, now you have a 1 in 5 chance, versus at level 1, it's a 100% chance, if you were to get a legendary, more and more as the item pool expands as you level. In the starter guide, survival guides, I always recommend what I think you should do with your blood shards. So just watch whatever guide for whatever class you're playing in season 24, 25, and beyond. Some of them have really powerful options, like you can get Hellcat with the grenades on here, or do you hold out to level 34 and get that Siri satchel to get that juicy hungering arrow quiver, right? It's a strategy. It's like a fun way to gamble and to augment, to change your season every time and make it a little bit more unique. I truly do love the challenge rift caches, as they offer like that kind of fun gamble thing every launch night. So that's typically what you do with your blood shards specifically. Now, if you get a good thing, you can roll for another thing. You can get like a Leoric's Crown helmet or Poxfold pants are really good on every single character. Or you can just stockpile the blood shards and save them for later. Use them at 70 with your, your main gear that you get at 70. Another thing you can do right away is run to Act 3, Ruins of Sescheron, get your Kanai Cube, and you can actually do a Hope of Cain recipe, and I'll show you right now. It's pretty good to run for the cube at level 1, as the enemies have really bad scaling at level 1, and you're kind of really strong in a way. Like the game scales really slowly, and you can kind of face tank even on hardcore. Okay, we just made it to our cube here, just running through. Let's go ahead and go back to town. Let's grab the cube first, actually. Make sure you grab it. Now that we have our Kanai's cube, we can head over to recipe number 3, the Hope of Cain recipe. So you need a level 70 item and 25 DBs, and you can actually upgrade a legendary. So if you remember, the Challenge Rift Cache gave us 35 Death's Breath. It costs 25 to upgrade, 5 to put something in the cube, and then the other remaining to go ahead and upgrade all your professions. So you can actually go through, upgrade everything, because you also have the gold to do so, just like that. Go to weapons, make a level 70 crossbow or bow for Demon Hunter. In this case, we're gonna go with bow. Head over back to the cube, go to page 3, put it in the cube, hit transmute, and you get a random bow here. Now I like to not cube anything until I do my Hope of Cain and roll my blood shards. So let's go ahead and roll the blood shards here. Hopefully we get a legendary for the video. There we go. So you can see we got the Raps of Clarity that we talked about earlier. Typically you're going to just cube the weapon. Since the weapon is going to be level 70, you can't use it right away anyway. But if you do end up getting like a GG item, like let's say it rolls ancient and everything, then you might just want to hold on to it until you hit max level because it's really good. But typically just cube the weapon and hold on to the bracers. I would just wear these even at a high level and save your 1 cube item for a drop that you get along the way, right? Because a weapon you're going to outscale, right? If you get a weapon drop at level 20, when you hit level 30, you're going to start to feel the pain, because it's going to be set to a lower level, 30, 40, 50. That weapon's going to fall behind tremendously, but these bracers will never fall behind. They're always going to give you the 44% damage reduction from the secondary no matter what. You are losing out on all the little stats, like you could have higher dex and crit and all that, but it's not as important as the weapon scaling. Your weapons, like everything's based on weapon damage, like your abilities, throw a knife that impales the enemy for 750 weapon damage. So typically I cube weapons only and I hold on to the items in all my different equipment slots. If you are upgrading a weapon and it rolls ancient, you can get something called reduced level requirement as a secondary effect. Ancient items can roll -40. So you could potentially equip an ancient item at level 30. So just look at the secondaries. Sometimes it can roll it. If it's non-ancient, it can only roll -30, just like a rare bow. Another thing that the Challenge Rift gives you is gold, right? You get like 4.9 million gold, and you might not think that's a big deal, but it really does allow you to buy items at the vendor. So we're level 2 here. Let's look at the vendor right here. And then right away, you can see 160% increase, 156% increase. Rings cost, I think, between 2 and 10,000 a piece. So when you hit level 7, level 10, and you're trying to buy those rings, the Challenge Rift Cache is going to help you float, help you buy all those items that you need. And you can always just casually check the vendors along the way and buy upgrades that way. And that might save you materials later on. So just bear that in mind. Gold is good, man, especially while leveling early on. The last tip we have today for the Challenge Rift Cache is making a level 70 weapon with that reduced level requirement we talked about earlier. So if you don't get it on your legendary, you can actually force spawn it by making one right here. So in the Demon Hunter's case, you'd probably make a bow like we talked about, or you would make a one-handed mace. A lot of times you see everybody going one-handed mace or two-handed maces. Because they have a lot less weapon properties, it's easier to get that reduced level requirement on it. And if you end up upgrading a dagger for Demon Hunter and you get a Carl Ice Point or Greenstone fan, you can typically use the one-hander the whole way, right? So this is a massive upgrade from what I have currently, right? So let's go ahead and head over to Miriam here. Remember, we can max out Miriam to level 12 because of the Challenge Rift Cache. Let's go ahead and put the weapon in the cube. To maximize your chances, you want to have some sort of crowd control as a secondary. There's a lot of different crowd controls you can get, from stun, slow, freeze, chill, blind, fear. You want one of these on the weapon, as it severely limits the item pool that for reduced level requirement. You can only have one life stat per item, so if that life stat is on the primary, it won't be on the secondary. So just a quick recap, make a level 70 item, only reroll the ones that have crowd control as a secondary. You can see this one says stun on hit. Leave that and then reroll whatever the second one is. In this case, it's life per kill. We're gonna reroll that and try to get reduced level requirement. Now we do this about 4 to 6 times. The gold cost will kill you before the material cost. So hopefully we get a good one here, but not too good, right? We're gonna re-roll it, and the gold is starting to dwindle, and we got a 26, reduced level requirement by 26. So we're gonna select it, that's good enough. And now we could equip this at level 44, as you see in the red text in the bottom right. And like I said, I always use a one-handed mace or a two-handed mace for pretty much every single class. If you start to use class weapons, it muddles up the item pool with like max mana, max discipline, max fury. It just has all kinds of things, life per spirit, and it's harder and harder to get what you need. You know, you want to reduce the chances. So the perfect item would have life on hit as a primary, and then a crowd control as a secondary. A quick tip, if you are maining Demon Hunter, at this point I would make a level 1 monk on the season as well, and actually make a bow with monk. There's like a 50-50 chance it doesn't roll with max discipline. Because remember I said if you roll a class weapon, it can have like these pesky types of stats on them, like max discipline, and that can reduce the chances of you getting reduced level requirement. So it's not always the case, but I'm gonna make 2 of them here, even though I'm running out of materials. If you do run out of a material type, again, we have those Death's Breath. You can go through and convert your materials around, and you know, in the cube here. So it costs 1 DB and 100 arcane. Let's say you needed more of the rare materials, right? So you can sacrifice 100 of these for a rare item. And again, you can just buy one at the vendor. You don't have to use a crafted item, and then you can hit transmute there. Let's go ahead and just do that. So it's a little extra tip in the video. You buy it from here. You give up 100 arcane. So we're gonna go to 144 arcane, but we're gonna get some veiled. I'm gonna put this over here in the cube, transmute, right? So that's another tip you can get for DBs if you run out of materials, right? One last kind of ditch effort. You can see on this monk created bow, there is no max discipline. If you were to create this on Demon Hunter, you're typically always gonna have max discipline on it. Now it is like a 50-50 shot, so it's not guaranteed you won't get it. As you can see right here, Demon Hunter only max discipline. It's weird, right? But that's one way you can try to finagle the system, I guess, is to do it that way. Most Demon Hunters upgrade daggers, so they get Carlisle's Point or Greenstone, so they're just gonna go with a one-headed mace anyway. But the options here, you guys have the tools necessary. If you get an ancient weapon and you wanna try to go for that reduced level requirement, because you know if you do get it, it'll have a -40, then you know, as you get a few legendaries while leveling, you can also salvage them and then do a few rerolls at Miriam, but it does take DBs and souls to reroll a level 70 legendary. So that's another tactic you can do, because you know, by the time you hit 30 anyway, you're probably gonna have 1 or 2 drops along the way. You can even salvage your poor Raps of Clarity if you had to. Let me know in the comments below if I missed anything, as people that are watching these videos might check the comments for more tips and tricks. If there's anything major, I'll probably do a top comment situation and put it in there for you guys. I really wanted to make this again for the new players, and when I refer to them in my starter guides, that nobody's confused. You guys have all the tools necessary to succeed in the upcoming season. Thank you so much for all the support. Again, check out my website, bloodshed.com. I'm also streaming full-time Diablo, twitch.tv/bloodshed if you want to come say hey. No promises, I won't troll you though. I'm a savage on stream. I don't know what it is. This is gonna be all for me today. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.